right, Sucio Talk. What is up? What is going on? Hanging out here with Chef Sam Paone. Did I say that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Cool. How are you, Chef?
I'm great. Thanks. How are
Awesome.
you?
It's nice to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the pickles.
Oh, hey. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So Golden State Pickle Works.
It is Golden State Pickle Works.
Awesome. You were dropping off at Berkeley Bowl, you were telling me?
I was dropping off at Berkeley Bowl earlier. We did some deliveries in San Francisco earlier.
Okay.
And I just dropped off our new line of collective cultures to the new buyer and hoping that we can put together an order.
Okay.
Yeah. For
Very
next
cool.
week. Yeah. We're already in the other Berkeley Bowl, so I kind of finagled a little white lie, perhaps, saying that we are already putting together an order, and I just want to give you samples just so that we can put together the order together.
Right.
So he accepted.
You're putting in the wishing well.
Right.
Pickles in the wishing well.
Yes.
It's all good.
It's happening.
You know?
You're making it happen a little bit
You're
faster.
in Berkeley Bowl. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know? Did you ever, when you started this, did you ever think that it would be what it is today?
You know, I first of all, calling it Golden State Pickle Works maybe wasn't the best idea, considering that I was giving people way too much credit on what they knew what pickles were. To the general public, pickles just mean long green cucumbers.
Okay.
The fact that I have pickled things confuses people. The fact that there's fermented like mayonnaise in our pickle line, it confuses people. When they come up to our stand and they say, "Oh, so you don't have pickles?" All right. We're changing our name to Collective Cultures.
Okay.
So when we first started, all I wanted was a way to not have to work in restaurants again.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I did a lot of odd jobs to kind of help pay myself a living wage in some sort of way. Mm-hmm. And now, yeah, I'm able to pay myself. So I can't really ask for more other than I'm always asking for more. And we're always trying to get more out of it, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. How big is your team?
So I have 3 people. I had 3 people until we were moving kitchens. So
Okay.
The fact that we kind of stockpiled a bunch of stuff so that I didn't have to do production. In the meantime, they went off and got different jobs. So,
all right.
Yeah. So after this whole kitchen's built out, in a couple of months, I will be looking for a one main person. But in the meantime, I've got my sous chef type person that turned completely back computer whiz for ours. She works remotely in Arizona because her husband got deported to Mexico a couple of years ago.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So, you know, America.
Yeah, right.
So, she goes to visit him often, and she has to live near in order for that to happen. So she gets to do all of our designs, all of our websites, communicating with all of our accounts and prospective accounts. And then I have 2 people who really are not cooks. They happen to come along and they're doing me a favor, but they don't love standing and making pickles every day.
Right. You really have to love it. It's a labor of love.
It is a labor of love, yes. And the moment you step in the front of the house, the moment you lose them.
Yeah.
You know? More money for less time.
More money, less time.
You can't compete with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You can't
can't.
compete with it, no. That's why I asked myself, you know, we're trying to go in this new generation of kitchens, but is there a new generation? Is there a way to make great cuisine only working 8 hours a day?
Well,
I
the
don't know.
customers need to understand what food costs. Customers are not cool with paying for $18 for a burger.
Right.
But that's how much a burger costs.
Yeah.
Is $18.
It does.
If you're doing it right.
I mean,
if you're paying people.
out of a truck, it's like 22 nowadays.
Well, at least you're buying good meat.
Yeah, you're damn right.
I mean, yeah.
Damn right. I wonder how many places, though, are not buying good meat. There's a lot of them. Yeah, exactly. You know, and then selling it for more.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a couple bad eggs that ruin the omelet. So.
Yes. Unfortunately, there's more than a couple of bad eggs.
Okay. Is that why you left the restaurant industry?
No. Okay. So
We need to take it all the way back. Let's take it all the way back, Chef. All right. Where were you born?
I was born in Kailua, Hawaii, on Oahu.
Oh,
Yes.
damn. Okay. Island life.
Island life.
time.
Yes.
Is it real? Is island time real?
Yeah, everybody's late all the time.
Okay.
Everyone's late. And unfortunately for the food situation there, going like this and kind of weighing how much the plate is how people kind of determine how worth it is. Where,
got you.
The more food, the better.
So buffets are big down there.
Or just lots of white rice and macaroni salad,
Double starch. That's that island life.
Yeah. I'm sure there were those special people who could afford real food. And fish that were really caught there. I can't really understand why it all goes to, out of, like at least the mainland.
The government.
Yes.
They do that shit in Puerto Rico too, where none of the local restaurants use local fish. It's all basically packaged, sent to the U.S., frozen, and then sent back. It's kind of crazy.
And we're also growing all the soy so that we could ship it to China to feed their cows.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the monoculture in
we're making moves, baby.
Yeah,
we're feeding cows.
Bad. It's bad.
Someone's got to feed the cows.
I guess.
Yeah. I wonder if after so long of feeding cows soy, does something weird happen to them?
So with all of the sprays and all of the nasty shit that we're spraying on everything,
right,
and we're feeding the cows that, and we're eating the cows, why do you think girls are getting their periods at 9 years old?
Right.
Like
the GMOs.
Yeah. I mean, all the antibiotics, all that nasty shit that we're eventually eating, we're not eating because we don't buy that kind of stuff.
Right.
But the majority of this country, because food is expensive, this is how you make it less expensive. But in doing so, we're kind of making ourselves much less healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places too that trigger nostalgia, like McDonald's. Like I grew up in McDonald's, you know what I mean? I could never not go there for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And I know how shitty it is. Probably like 4 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. I get 2 cheeseburgers and fry.
Okay.
Meal.
Well, everybody
it's usually number
loves
2.
Fries. Usually
the number 2. Yeah, it's because some places you'll walk in, it'll be like the number 6.
Wow.
It's the 2 cheeseburger meal.
In Hawaii, there's Simon on the menu, and there's Portuguese sausage, eggs, and rice on the menu.
Really?
Uh-huh.
On Puerto Rico, there's Plátanos and Burger King.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, though.
Yeah.
They should do that more up here, like...
avocado?
Yeah, a little avocado. Yeah, put a little real avocado.
Some sprouts.
Yeah. Come on.
Make it
in and out. Lead the charge.
Yeah.
Fucking, where did we get off? Oh, yeah. Hawaii. You're in Hawaii.
Yes.
What'd your parents do?
My father was a cook of some sort. He had a pretty hard life. He had a life of addiction. So by the time we were born, he was in like Sonic and Burger King.
Right.
Yeah, being a manager at those places, and as ghetto as we were, when people would leave bracelets or something like lost and found, he would wait a week or something, and that would be our presents. Happy Meals, all those Happy Meals with all those toys. That's where we got all of our toys from.
Right.
Yeah. So my dad I can't really say he was a cook. He was going to open restaurants.
Hey, he managed restaurants.
He managed restaurants. Yeah.
End of the day, it's all good.
Yeah. So fast casual places. My mother was busy raising 5 children, so she didn't do anything other than kind of.
That's a fucking full-time job and a half.
Job, yes, it is. Yes.
5 of you?
5 of us.
Jesus.
I know.
How many? All girls or what?
No, 2 boys, 3 girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
The boys were older?
1 boy is older, 1 boy's younger. My sisters are younger.
I bet that kind of helped out, balancing the boys.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, because if you put both of them are older, it's just like, no.
Oh no.
Mayhem.
Yeah.
How was you guys going to school and things like that? Were you guys close or?
Yeah. So we had kind of a rough childhood. So 5 of us really did stick together.
Okay.
One thing at Enchanted Lake Elementary School, the coolest part about it was the lunch program. They really did have chefs coming in and make school lunch, and once a month every class would be a part of serving lunch.
Okay.
Yeah. We would make the little ice pops at the end of the day, scoop things, but still we'd stand in line and scoop things. And yeah, that was kind of our first experience with serving food to people, which is really cool.
you
Being
that
on the
feeling
free lunch
early?
program,
Yeah.
also, you got all the extra ice pops and everything for free.
Dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes it pays to be poor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Get all the legit.
Yep.
You don't have to pay $2.65
Nope.
for fucking lunch.
No.
That sucks, bro.
$2.65.
$2.65.
Is that how much it was?
I think lunch. Yeah, by the time I left school, it was $2.65. I
That
remember.
is, how do you feed a kid for $2.65?
I remember 40 cents when I first started.
Wow.
And it seems like it's like I started in the 1930s and ended in.
remember payphones
No.
too? Yeah.
It's literally like within 6 years. It was
Wow.
like 40 cents to $2. It's kind of
Interesting.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every year you expected, oh shit, school lunch is going to go up again.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Even if it was $5, it would still be a good
yeah.
deal.
And it's like I was an only child. My mom worked 2 jobs, so it was like she made enough money, right, to like not
be on that
not
free
be on the
lunch.
free lunch,
Yeah.
but then not enough to be like, yo, it was like it's just expensive, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when they're like writing you a check and being like, all right, motherfucker, don't lose this
Yeah.
shit, bro,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yes.
You know. So
Now the really old style Monopoly looking money that they used to give you,
the
the
Monopoly money.
food stamp
Some
stuff.
pretty- yeah.
Today is so much better. When I see people who have that little EBT
The
card,
card,
I'm just like,
yeah.
wow, this is
Yeah.
this. You just like
It's a little
this
bit
is-
more discreet.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it was like, oh, fuck.
Hey, everybody, look at this.
Yeah,
I get to
exactly.
pay with
The
not
card.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I get to pay with not money,
Yeah.
chef. That's very, very accurate for the hood.
Yeah.
Okay, so high school was good. You had that cooking experience that you really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Did that push you? Like, what was your first job?
So my first job, I was 5 years old with my real first job.
Okay.
I was put in commercials because my mother thought that she could, just sell us.
Right.
We were in commercials as kids.
Okay.
Which
What
was
kind of
cool.
commercials?
Food commercials. So
Okay.
one of the best selling or best paying ones I remember. Very not cool with the times. Like they put this Indian looking makeup on me and we played inside of a tree.
Oh,
And we were,
wow.
Yeah, we were like
Chef.
those people.
Good production.
But I had fish sticks all day long.
Yeah.
The whole point was the fish stick commercial, and all the kids were just like spit it out after putting it in their mouth, and I just ate it one after another.
You're just
I
like-
love these fish sticks.
Yeah.
This is like food.
You're like, I really love them.
Yeah, yeah.
All these kids are acting.
Yep. I was in Burger King commercials. I was in KFC, and then banks and everything else. But it was. They wanted a little island girl to play some
Right.
things. Yeah.
Okay. What year is this?
Oh, I was like, at least before 92 to 98.
Okay.
I moved to Colorado in 98 to be in a performing arts school.
Okay.
Played music in performing arts school.
What kind of music?
Classical, clarinet, but it was really more about theory and composition at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. The thing about that is that you kind of have to go to college in order to do anything. And with that lack of options, you kind of just have to figure, all right, which jobs will let me have tattoos and let me smoke pot?
Right.
Cooking is one of them. And we love cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling you earlier, it's like that's why you get into it, the lifestyle.
Yes.
You're like, wait a minute, I can smoke weeds and hold down a job.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
sign
I will do
me up.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like it was all the shit you grew up doing anyway, like washing the dishes, cooking for yourself, and taking
Yep.
out the trash. Mm-hmm. It's like, now I get paid for chores.
Great.
I got you, bro.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yes.
But little did I know how little you make.
Yeah.
I had to learn that the hard way.
I mean, what other thing would you rather do though? And
Absolutely nothing. Maybe
Yeah.
be a barber. I always thought of that.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be, I mean, if I could do anything else, what would I do? I'd definitely stand-up comedian.
Okay.
100%. And I definitely
Are you
can
funny
do
guy?
it. Am I funny? Is that what
Yeah. Are you funny?
I don't know.
Have you ever tried?
Let's send it. No, see, that's the
Oh,
thing.
see.
I'm just, and that's what I'm working through. Like, understanding that when I say I'm going to do something, you have to do it. And you have to put things on it. So in true chef fashion, like I want there to be a live version of this show, maybe sometime at night, like a 10 p.m. Monday through Friday thing.
Aren't
so
you kind of doing that?
sort of, but it's only on Mondays, and I want it to be live. Like imagine coming onto a live show after work.
Right,
You know,
right.
after service,
Yeah.
basically would be the be a late night kind of show. But
eventually with a few snacks and a little audience.
yeah, a little audience, maybe, little laughter, on air sign. Who knows? The
little
possibilities are endless, right? Exactly. Corny O'Brien,
yes.
But I forgot the fucking point I was making.
So that's, the fact that you want to do something and you're gonna fucking do it. That's what you're saying.
And when you're learning how to cook, you're like, I don't know what exactly I'm doing, but I guess I'm just gonna keep doing it, and eventually I'll get there.
Yeah. So, okay, because I didn't go to culinary school, I knew I had to, school myself, reading all the cookbooks and just doing everything as much as possible at home so I could go to work and pretend like I knew the motions at least. The further along I got to restaurants and the more people were telling me what to do, I would watch the way they worked. And you don't even know how to make a fucking soup. And you're telling me how how are you just putting things in water right now? Small little things. I guess that's not very small though. I was very surprised at the fact that that person didn't know how to make a soup.
Yeah.
And they were already years into being a cook. But that's just because we're learning what we're learning and we don't really learn our skills before the songs. Right?
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true, chef.
We just jump into a restaurant and do whatever they ask us to, which is exactly what we're supposed to do.
And you don't question anything.
But you're also not saying, where does this come from? Can you show me how you got here? And maybe I can help get there too.
The things that matter the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very institutional. The culinary arts, especially in schools.
Yeah.
It's like we're training prison chefs, school chefs. We're not training Thomas Kellers. We're not trying to make like elite cooks or whatever the fuck it was. But it happened anyway, and the ones that find it.
Right.
So
it was recommended to me not to go to culinary school.
Really? Okay. How old were you?
I was 20.
20?
I was 20
Okay.
when I left Colorado and I moved to Bay Area because it was either Bay Area or New York. And I wasn't going to handle New York very well with the weather.
Right.
So I figured, all right, anywhere in the Bay Area, whoever says that they'll hire me first, I'm going to that town. Somewhere in Berkeley hired me with absolutely zero experience, just knowing that I could maybe crack an egg. There really was nothing to show for myself. And the more I learned, or the more I met so many people right out of culinary school, the more I thought, why don't you know how to do this then?
If you went to culinary school?
Yeah, what did they teach you there? If
Absolutely nothing.
If it wasn't this, then what did they teach you?
It's a vacation time.
Yeah. That there was air conditioning in your kitchen the whole time?
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
The heat. Sometimes like 150 degrees in those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So where were you working at 20 years old? Were you at a restaurant?
20 years old, I went to...
When did you stop working in commercials?
Oh, long before that.
Okay.
After I grew up. When I grew up, they were like, oh, you're not a cute kid anymore? Yeah, we're done with you. We're done with you. Yeah.
They're like, we thought you had a future, but then you grew up.
No, yep.
Get out of here.
Yep. Which was fine.
Your time in Hollywood is over.
It's really not a fun job to have. It's not playing. It's work.
No, it's not.
It over and over, and you still have to pretend like you're having fun.
I bet after being a child actor at certain points,
it's not fun.
Unless
it's not easy. You're Bruno Mars and you just really love it.
Yeah, exactly. Who was your coach during that time? Was it your mom? Just like
no coach. It was
whoever the person was.
Yeah. Group of people that said, "We got a job for you. Go do this." And it was just take after take after take until I got it right. Yeah. Was
there any that you just slayed, got it right on the first take?
I don't think so. No.
They all took a while?
Yeah. I mean, I remember this one voice commercial I did on the radio, and it was something dumb to where I had to laugh at the end of it. But I wasn't really the happiest kid, so it was really hard to make me pretend laugh and sound sincere. And I remember them getting quite annoyed at how many takes we had to laugh. And it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't make somebody laugh.
Yeah. And then get frustrated and be like, enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's exactly what that was.
That's rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when
the kitchen's for me, where I could just.
What was your first kitchen job?
So I was hired to be part of the opening team at T-Rex Barbecue in Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
In 2004.
Wait a minute. Didn't that place close?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it totally closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some scandalous shit happened.
All
then.
close.
Did some scandalous shit happen then?
Well, I'm
Speak
sure.
on it.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, okay. So I was at T-Rex Barbecue, for a while. And that is where my first boss would unsnap my bra every single shift that I would be flipping burgers. And it was one of those, today we would totally say, how the fuck can you work? You know, I would easily just take off my apron and leave.
Right.
Easily. Probably not before telling everybody about it.
Yeah. You're just like, that's what happens to me.
But everybody, when I first got into this business said, you're going to get shit on. People are going to make fun of you and make you want to leave, but you just fucking stay.
Exactly.
You fucking stay.
If you really want to be good, you'll stay.
But that kind of taught my boss that he was allowed to unsnap my bra every day. As, of course, I would leave him hanging and you pick up all these fucking burgers while I go to the bathroom and get mad and put my fucking clothes back on. But yeah, he has gotten fired from every job since.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly those reasons.
And that was your experience at your first restaurant.
That's my experience at my first restaurant.
And you're like, I'm still doing this.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Right.
I just loved it. I loved it all. And it really was a barbecue restaurant where we just loaded meat inside of a smoker and pressed a couple buttons.
Yeah.
But it was I love open kitchens. And it was really cool to feed people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be in that open kitchen environment.
Yeah. That's where I learned, even if it wasn't the proper way of doing everything, I learned the basics of kitchen.
Right.
Yeah.
How to move.
Yeah.
How to talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
How to put fucking plastic containers on top of boxes. Or like stack shit in the walk-in.
Yes. Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, right.
So bad.
How to wipe the table off onto the floor. That's a good one.
Yeah. So there are some things that are normal until you learn better, and then for some reason, if you're good at your job and you have pride, that shit's not okay anymore.
If you're good at your job and you have pride. No, I get it.
If somebody says, "What are you doing? Putting this on the ground," and you go, "Oh, of course."
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I deeply apologize, and I
thought it
will
was
never
okay.
do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to, be part of better environments to get better.
Right. So when did you leave that job?
I left that job 3 or 4 years later. So I went to their sister.
Okay. Chef, come on.
A lot of time.
You start horribly. And then you stay there for 4 years?
Yeah, because I kept moving up.
What in the fuck is going on? With the same chef?
No.
Okay.
He was the executive Sue there, and once I went to dinners, it was not under his day.
Right.
I didn't have to talk to him anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, after a while, I was running that show, and he had his day job that he came and left before dinner even started, and that's how he wanted to do his thing. So great, get out of here.
Right.
I got this.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to the sister restaurant at Sea Salt, which was a completely opposite direction, having it be a seafood restaurant than a barbecue.
Right.
And that was slightly nicer plated food because you can't really plate a pile of brisket beautifully anyway.
It's true.
But
Tried. They had to make a sandwich out of it.
You had to. Yeah.
Like, how do we make this good?
Yeah. What would you do? Yeah, I don't even know what you would do.
Yeah, you don't know. Put it in a tortilla, maybe. Yeah. Who knows? Make a wrap.
Make a wrap. So that's where I kind of learned how to butcher fish.
Okay.
One cool thing about working in small restaurants where you have to do everything is that you do have to do everything. Once I went to Boulevard, everybody was already butchering everything, and by the time you touched it, it was perfectly portioned for you. I really liked learning how to butcher fish and animals and being completely responsible for what I was putting out every day. Yeah.
Did you do the ordering as well?
Not there. There were a few sous chefs at Sea Salt that that were all over it. Yeah.
And how long did you stay there?
Just for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah. After a couple of years, I kind of just I need more.
Get out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Boulevard in San Francisco.
Okay.
That is a well-run machine. And that kind of spoiled me for the rest of my restaurant career because every single restaurant afterwards, I said, why can't you just have a liaison in between the front and the back of the house? Or why can't you just have the person that does this, like, only make sure that this happens?
That's a good point because
ruined me.
Yeah. You get not complacent. What is it? Spoiled. It's spoiled.
Yeah.
You know, and
you see how well something can run.
Very true. But then if you're put in a situation where you don't have that thing anymore, then you're like, I can't, this doesn't compute. You know what I mean? And you're not fluid
and
enough.
then what kind of person are you? Somebody who can't handle their shit because you don't have everything?
That's why I like SOPs. You can have all the SOPs you want, but you can't teach like how to react in certain situations.
Right.
No matter how many SOPs you got.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I find happy medium balance. Like,
I feel the same way, kind of. Oh, I feel the same way.
Go ahead,
period.
disagree with me, Chef. It's okay.
When I was at Prospect, I then helped open up Prospect.
Right.
And there were recipes that I was developing. And, I believe that as a cook, you know what enough salt is. It's not hard. Salt to taste, you just got to taste it and make sure there's enough salt. But that was proven to be a difficult thing to execute with every single person that was touching recipes. Why you couldn't taste it and then put enough salt was beyond me. But I guess I have to tell you how many grams of salt to put in this.
Right.
Even though it'll be different every single time because vegetables are different every single time. And it made me mad to understand that I needed to, by the gram, list everything out. Because I felt like people were better than that.
Okay.
But apparently it wasn't working out. So it was more of, okay, I will gram out every single thing for you because I guess I cannot trust that you don't know how to, you can do this. But that's foundation.
Would you consider yourself an aggressive cook? Because you're about to fucking be like, motherfucker.
So, okay. Which is why I started this business. This business is supposed to be the opposite of anxiety and nightly concert grind. This is supposed to be a very nice, simple job that we just make pickles and then we sell them. Easy. But, when people do have that cook background, I remember my sous chef who was just so stressed about getting things done. I'm like, look, dude, if we don't have mayo, we don't have mayo. I don't care. It's fine. If you don't have time to do mayo, then we don't sell the mayo, and it's totally fine. And she's like, but it's on the list, and you know that when you want to do it, and I wish that I can get it done for you. I'm just like, you just gotta chill out and understand that this is not a restaurant and that nobody expects anything from us.
Yeah. Like I'm the only one that would be upset, and I'm not upset.
And I'm telling you, this is not that job. Yeah. But it is difficult, and we're always pushing the boundaries, and we're always putting 3 more things on our list than we know we can handle.
Right.
But that's just who we are, Do
you think that's like innately just because you're a cook and you like the stress of a deadline?
So I kind of felt that way when I was at Commis.
Okay.
So after
Wait a minute now, Commis Boulevard. How long are you there?
Boulevard, I was there for just 7 months.
7 months, and then why did you leave?
They asked me to help open Prospect.
Okay, so you went to Prospect.
And I was there for about 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years.
Bad
Were you a sous chef there before you left? Okay. Were you sous chef walking in there?
No. I was the first person to be promoted after opening.
Gotcha.
There were many. There were about 5 sous chefs in and out in the beginning of the first year. Yeah.
Who was the chef at the?
Ravi Kapoor.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. That's a chef that I try to be like, but I don't think I can ever be like.
Yeah.
A very chill, centered, leading by example person rather than you do what I'm telling you to do. Like, I'll just show you. Like, you watch me, and if you do what I'm doing, we're good.
Heard that. So Ravi Kapoor is the man you hear to hear on motherfucking Sucio Talk. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
Liho Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another spot.
Jen, and then what's their newest one? They have that new booze out too. Oleana.
They're doing
a lot.
Everything.
They're doing a lot right now.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta check it out.
Have you been?
No.
It's pretty good.
I never been. One time he came into Charter Oak and I gave him way too much food. Like he was just trying to have a date there with his woman, and I've completely fucked it up. I just young rookie chef move, like, oh, let me hook this guy up, and then just
it was appreciated.
Like, I mean, he was looking at me like, bro, come on.
He's like another one.
Yeah, he's like, don't you fucking
and it was lunch
douchebag. No, it was dinner time, but you know, I always felt bad, and I never saw him again, and I wish. If you could just hear me now, Ravi, I'm so sorry.
You can make it up to him when he goes to Liho.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Exactly.
Overwhelm him.
There you go. So how long were you at Prospect for? 5 years?
4 or 5 years. 3 or 4, I think. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why'd you leave there?
It was time. Okay, so after Robbie left, we were kind of on our own for a while.
Did he go to open Liho?
He took
and all
a break.
That?
He took a break, and it was in his mind. He was doing pop-ups for Liho.
Right.
But it was more of an R&D time for him. He needed to just stop. And then we did it. We kind of did it before hiring Chris Lamadou, Chef Chris Lamadou. He came from the Michael Mina group and Thomas Keller group. And he, every single time he opened his mouth, we all learned something. And that's a different kind of chef, too, a teacher. Not just a person who makes great food and executes and has a busy restaurant, but somebody who really wants to teach is pretty amazing. Selfless. And yeah, everything positive. I didn't love the whole Michael Mina vibe that was brought over. And it was time. I just needed to
get the hell out of there?
Get the hell out of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at this point, are you living in the city?
No, I've been living in Oakland the whole time.
Living in Oakland, commuting the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
God
I mean, it's just an Embarcadero right away.
Right.
And I was right off MacArthur, so it was easy. It was easy, yeah.
Good.
I did finish off my mace spray walking back at night quite a few times. Yes, off the McDarrett.
Damn. Yeah. So nothing ever for real happened.
Nothing ever for real. No.
You just heard that shit.
Mm-hmm. I was almost stolen once, though.
You almost got stolen?
I was almost kidnapped.
All right, what happened? Tell us.
I was working as a host in Old Chicago in Colorado, and the bus wasn't coming, and I kind of lived in ghetto neighborhoods, and buses just wouldn't come sometimes, and sometimes you'd have to just start walking home. And some dude, luckily it was like in front of a big Barnes & Noble parking lot that had a Starbucks in it and everything, and this person was kind of following me really, really slowly, saying, "Get in the car, I'll drive you home." Like, nah. Cool, thank you though. I'm just being nice. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then somehow, some way, I don't know how, but this dude drives up in front of me and just grabs my arm. And if I always thought that I was a very strong person, but I very much learned that night that almost anybody can just grab me if they wanted.
Right.
So after a lot of screaming and crying and kicking, I ran into the Starbucks, into Barnes & Noble, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I have no money. I don't want to have anything, but there's a guy over there who's trying to take me." And then, that's when I got mace.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Chef. Did the people at the Starbucks help you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good.
Of course. This was before cell phones, I didn't have a cell phone then. It was not fun. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got away.
Well, thank you.
Fucking use that mace.
Yeah. But yes, I am a very scared, frantic person. As anyone's right here, I just get super tense and I just, get skeed out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then mace.
Yeah.
So don't fucking run up on Chef. Even behind you in the kitchen, you get mace, son.
Yeah. After Prospect, I was CDC at Got Gather. And I had never worked somewhere that I hated so much.
Yeah. How did you get the CDC job over there? Just applied?
They were looking for somebody.
Were you looking to take that step, or did you even look at it like that?
Yeah, I was looking to take that step.
You're like, I'm doing this.
Yeah. I mean, at Prospect, it really kind of boosted me up a little bit. We were able to put things on the menu, and people who came and, you know, were supportive.
Right.
There's no reason to not believe that, you know? And yeah, I was ready to move up. And so I got that job. And I did not like the way that chef treated people. It was a pretty disgusting, horrible place to work at that time. Yeah, I had never worked for somebody who just used anger and loudness to get things done.
Right. Did things get done?
No, because it doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah. It was I couldn't even describe how gross the feeling was.
Right.
The 1 week in, I realized what had happened. Oh, he's been on his best behavior until right now.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
And then all in front of the house people, you know, they'd say, okay, so like, this is really how it is. I'm like, okay, so none of you bothered to mention this before I like was like here at
and
this
they all
job?
just worked there, no matter like.
They all just did it. Yeah, I don't get it how people could still support somebody that way.
What was his name?
Sean Baker.
Sean Baker. That sounds really familiar.
I'm sure he is not like that today. He can't.
Yeah.
I think he was the chef of Millennium or something. Millennium.
Okay.
And then it was Gather, and then I don't know, but I don't really care.
Got you. So
yeah.
you took that CDC job. How long did that last?
I think just 6 or 7 months again.
Right, and then you were like, I need to go.
I couldn't. Yeah. I like the one thing what my only job was to support the chef, and I couldn't even do that. You know,
because he's not easy to support.
Yeah. If produce came in, all you had to say is produce is here. Let's go put it away. Instead of screaming, the fucking produce is here. You know, what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah.
Okay, the produce is here. Let's go put the produce away.
Like, bro, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Why you gotta yell?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then just like the degrading of people, like the shit that he would say to the cooks, you know, I just like, I couldn't even look at them. I couldn't even like,
Is there anybody that walked out? Any cooks that walked out?
One person got fired and he wasn't even allowed to say goodbye to us as he was getting fired. It was get the fuck out of my restaurant right now, and yelling at him, get the fuck out of my restaurant. And I'm like, I'll get the fuck out of your restaurant, you know, like.
Did the guests hear him?
I can't imagine that they couldn't. I can't imagine that, you know, of course. That was an open kitchen too, kind of. There was half back and half front.
Right.
But yeah, I couldn't do it.
So then you leave there, and
yes.
Are you looking for another CDC job?
I just wanted a pleasant job. I just wanted to have a nice job.
Yeah.
And that's when Comey was. God, Comey was great.
Comey saved your life.
It was a great job.
Chef James, what were you doing over there?
I was just chef de partie of the Cold Station.
Did he know that you were coming from this CDC position?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And he knew my situation, and that wasn't a complete opposite environment. Everybody just did their shit, and they did it well, and we were very silent ninjas, and we were great.
That's awesome.
That's it. However, you only fed 43 people a night.
Right.
And I was very much used to restaurants where we did up to 300 a night.
Like the adrenaline wasn't there.
It was really great to be executing every single thing to the exact degree that was asked, and we can do that easy, but I could also do this and that, you know, and like I took over baking the breads there and their sourdoughs, and once a week after service was picnic day, where we'd all have snacks, and that's really what I looked forward to, was my prep after doing the station was making a really bomb dinner for us after service.
Yeah.
And that, I loved that. I loved it.
That's a cool thing.
After a while, I needed more again.
Yeah.
I needed to do more. I loved it. I just wish maybe we fed 20 more people.
Right.
You know?
How many people work in that kitchen?
4.
4 people?
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yeah.
Including pastry?
Yep. Wow. Yeah. 3 stations and pastry plus chef.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What year was this?
Ooh. I'm so bad at this. It had to have been, what is it right now? 20. I don't know. I have no idea. This is before their second star.
Okay.
Before their second star.
Got you.
Years ago.
And that want for more, is that what made you kind of ultimately say,
So that want for more, I then went to 20 Spot, which is a wine wine company or wine bar in San Francisco in the Mission.
They still open?
Yeah.
20 Spot.
20 Spot. It's as tiny as this room here.
Okay. What are you saying about my fucking room, Chef?
that you can run a restaurant in this. So that's what I'm saying.
All right.
A little wine bar.
There you go. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. It was my husband and I, and we bumped butts all day long because the kitchen was literally smaller than the width of us. Mm-hmm. So anytime we had to go across each other, we just grazed against each other.
Right.
That was too much. Just too tight of a space.
Right.
It's not fun when you're doing that.
So you got married during this time?
I got married while I was at Prospect. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Was he's also cooking?
He is also a chef. Yeah.
So same industry?
Yes. So he was
Dope.
my first chef. Not the one that was an asshole, but the executive.
Let's hope not,
yeah.
Chef.
The executive chef of that place. That, yeah. Although he keeps saying, I don't even know why you didn't say anything. If you said anything, that wouldn't have ever happened.
Right.
Like, well, maybe you should have made it seem like I could say something.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you can't say anything.
No.
So cool. So how many years of marriage is it now?
11, 12.
Damn,
a long
girl.
time. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Good for you guys, man.
Thank you.
That shit does not exist within our age.
Not a lot.
realm.
Or business, but we do thrive because we hardly see each other. He's working all the time. I'm working all the time.
Right.
We get to catch up twice a week, and it's great.
What does he do?
He's the executive chef at a place called the Bull Valley Roadhouse.
Okay, where's that?
In a place called Port Costa. Do you know where this is?
No.
Okay, nobody does.
In California?
Yeah. Okay, so you know what that bridge that connects Vallejo to the East Bay?
Yeah.
The Bolinas Bridge or something like that. It's right there. You know where Crockett is?
No.
You exit Crockett to get to Port Costa.
Whoa, crazy.
Yeah. It feels like a little fairy tale little land where you just drive to the end where there's no more place to drive, and that's where you park your car. There's water right there, and then there's 2 restaurants. There's a post office. Not much else. There's some people who live there. It's really
have to
interesting.
Fucking hit that up.
It's a very
What kind of food's he doing over there?
Whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
this must be a hidden gem.
it's a really cool. The bar menu is quite amazing. Really great cocktails. The bar menu is, or the bar program is run by Tamir Ben Shalom, who I met at T-Rex, but his mainstay was at Slanted Door. Mm-hmm. And he has just really delicious drinks, and then really fun food to go with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Easy, approachable, fun, different, and sustainably correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So 20 Spot.
20 Spot. I forgot about while I was at Sea Salt, we did a tiny little week private chef at David Copperfield's private island in Mushaki.
David Copperfield, the magician?
The magician. Yeah.
Whoa. What's his kitchen like?
Oh, it's a regular commercial kitchen because it's not his kitchen. It's his staff's kitchen, of course.
Right. Does he have magician shit on the walls everywhere?
He's got rooms dedicated to Houdini.
Really?
It's amazing if you're into that shit, We just went into it saying, who is this weird motherfucker who's like...
Yeah.
Has an island that is being rented to another rich family who just wants to have a party there.
What does David Copperfield eat for dinner?
Oh my God, I'm glad you asked.
Yes,
okay, so
magician diets.
There are posters of how to feed this person. Laminated posters on what his birds eat, which I had to dice up cantaloupe and make sure there were no seeds for his toucan birds. So Mr. Copperfield likes only well-done steak, and you must cut it into bite-sized pieces for him.
Right.
You must. Otherwise, you will send it back and have us cut it into bite-sized pieces for him.
He doesn't cut his own steak.
No, he also doesn't take off his own tags on everything. Everything is somebody's job is to cut off tags on everything they buy before it reaches inside of his house. The more money somebody has, the weirder you can be.
Right.
And this person was really strange as a human.
Oh.
Yeah. It makes you really think, I like regular people a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crew that supports that kind of person too, they buy into that whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
they like
like,
it all.
Mr. Copperfield would like you to do this.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yes. Yep.
can he see us right now?
Yeah. Yep. That was an
Where did you
interesting
stay
job.
on this island?
Oh, in one of their cook's quarters. In their cook's quarters.
Cook's quarters.
Nah, they had little cottages.
Okay.
And the people who rented the whole place had luxurious places to stay. I'm sure David's was a luxurious place to stay. We were in a different little house, and whatever beach we wanted to go to, it had to be this beach. Don't show yourself to the guests. It was a very interesting job because regular people, all you have to do is have money to be there and want to have a party in where nobody else is allowed. So the people who were renting this island requested nachos and French fries for most of the time. So yeah, I mean, the idea was fun. The idea of going to the Bahamas and being in a private island and cooking for a week was fun, especially if you're getting paid at your other job. It was just such a strange thing to have to do. You are truly the help, and you are here to make you fries at any time of day or night. And it was really dumb how, three groups of the same, at different times would say, "All right, I'm ready for French fries now." You're just like, yes, ma'am.
You're like, crazy. I didn't know. I don't have any.
Yeah.
I don't have. How did you provision that? Did you have to order the food? Or
that was really tough because there was only a charter boat that came to the island once a week. So we had to figure out the whole menu. And of course, because we are from California, we just said, lemon, blah, 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 blah. For some reason, they had to add all the frilly, stupid, descriptive words where it was just really dumb that you're saying lemon essence. I don't even know what the fuck lemon essence is. Just write lemon. Can you just write lemon?
Yeah.
And they just, no, I mean, it sounds better with the essence. And you're like, this is gross. Like, I'm putting lemon essence right now.
Lemon essence. What is lemon essence?
I don't even know. I would say it's, what are those things
essence
that you...
lemon. Oh, fragrance?
Yeah, or what are those?
Are essence and fragrance the same thing?
Extracts? I don't know. What are those things that people put inside those water vape things?
What?
Essential oils.
Okay.
Essential oils. I think that's what a lemon essence would be, is an essential oil. I really don't know what essence refers to in the food world. Yeah, to me, it's a smell.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway,
are essential oils really essential tonight at 11? No. Okay.
Those are the least of our issues there. Right. Yeah. The way we did it, there was a lot of things where you just said, oh, I guess we're going to do this instead.
Did you get there via boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
We flew to the main island of the Bahamas, Nassau. And then we took a boat. That was so much fun. Speedboat out.
Is it his own, the David Copperfield boat?
No, I think it was just the people.
Yeah,
so the
boat?
Bahamians run. Yeah, the Bahamians do run the island.
Is that how you say it, Bahamians?
The Bahama people.
Bahamians.
People of Bahamas. Yeah, the Bahamians.
Bahamiites.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
That was fun. That was an interesting job. And, you always just realize how class works.
Yeah.
At that and those situations.
Right.
Yeah. But
find out who you really are. You're like, oh,
I'm a worker.
I'm the help.
Yeah. I'm the worker. Yeah.
Not allowed to be here.
Yep.
Damn, crazy. So how long was that for?
Oh, that was just a week. 2 weeks maybe.
Okay,
yeah.
2 weeks. Got you.
Yeah.
And then once you're done with that, you come back in the town.
Yeah, we just went back to
get
work.
your shit together.
Went back to work. Yeah.
Got you.
Yes.
How long were you at Tony Spot?
Tony Spot was until we moved to Sonoma. So probably 1 year.
Moved to Sonoma.
Yeah.
Why?
We moved to Sonoma to be the reopening chefs of a place that was shut down and recently sold. this was an interesting way the owners went about it. The owners of this restaurant, who had just purchased the place, really wanted outside of the community people to come and change it. He didn't change the name of the restaurant. He didn't make friends with the community around us. And so when we came in and changed everything about it, everybody was like, what the fuck are you doing? Where is my prawns with Cumberland sauce? I've only learned about these things in like 70s cookbooks, and I didn't even know what that stuff was that they were serving before.
Cumberland sauce?
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck. Yeah.
Crazy.
But this kind of place was huge steam tables, and the cooks just scooped and put on plates. There was no such cooking there. And we kept the whole crew because it's not their fault that they don't know how to cook, and it's not their fault that they don't have a job anymore. So we kept everybody. And half of them had to go. Like, they literally didn't know how to move. Like, they didn't know. I felt so bad. But this person had to go. This person was so used to scooping or reheating and putting it on a plate that when actual orders came in on a ticket, and I would say, fire a fish, please, he wouldn't even know. Like, I would say pescado. Oh, how else do I say fish in Spanish? Just fire the fucking fish. And he would take out a chicken. And I said, fish? The fish? Pescado? Fish? And he just looked at me with just such blank faces.
Right, but did he speak Spanish?
Yeah, and he also spoke English. We communicated all day long. He just didn't know how to do anything. And, after 10 times of walking through how you sear the fish and you put it in the oven, you take it out, and let's do this now. I couldn't believe that I was walking somebody through how to cook right now while we're trying to put out this food. And he's like, I've been here for 30 years. I don't know how to do anything else. It's like, I understand, but you're going to either have to.
You fired a man who worked there for 30 years? Oh my God,
you would too. So then
You're
the guy,
ruthless, chef.
no. So then there is the pantry cook who was about 50 years old. And we said, hey, you want to come make some fish? He's like, I'll try it out. And, he definitely heard and was grasping, and he was really getting a hang of it. And we would joke, how long were you at that pantry station making salads? He goes, about 30 years. I'm like, how the fuck? Why are you still here? Why are you still here making salads? Well, it's like, because it's the restaurant. This is where I work.
Yeah. Like, some people don't treat it like a passion career,
Yeah, it's just a thing to do.
Yeah.
But like, for 30 years, you've been making salads?
I mean, when
didn't you want to come over here?
I think we come from a group of cooks and chefs that are like, you're never good enough. So we can't just work at a place for 30 years because then we'll feel like we're not good enough.
Right.
But like that dude, he didn't come over here to fucking be a chef. He came over here to fucking hang out with his family.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that point, it's like, fuck it. But that's cool that he moved on to the hot station after
And then it really made him quite, love what he's doing a little bit more because there was something that he was learning. It's his pride. If you're learning something, you're proud of yourself and you're doing a good job because you like to do it. And he definitely thrived because of that. Yeah.
What's he doing now?
I'm sure he's a cook in La Salette, someplace off the square in Sonoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
So you live in Sonoma while you
work
there?
I live in Sonoma, yes.
You live in Sonoma right now?
We
Same
do.
place you moved to?
Same. Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
Okay. So how long were you at that restaurant?
The Kenwood restaurant for 3 years. 3 years. And throughout that 3 years, I realized I was not in the East Bay or San Francisco. There was not a line of cooks who were willing to take their job if they weren't good enough.
Yeah.
I just had to either be fine with this lack of talent here.
Or do it all yourself.
Or do it all myself. And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm. So you drove
that was my second.
Crazy.
That was another place that was not fun for us. It was fun because we had very strange rules, according to this owner. He was a little pretentious. Mm-hmm. Every single animal we brought in had to be a whole animal, which is amazing, and it's really cool. And sometimes not favorable.
Yeah. Not efficient.
Goats and pigs are fine. But when it comes to beef, you're really going to make us go through a whole fucking beef? Like, okay, Stemple Creek, save us a whole cow, please. Can you quarter it and send me a quarter of the cow this week and then a quarter of a cow in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the most amazing thing to be able to learn how to butcher humongous animals in that way. And really, we've all used the entire animal every single time from the beginning of time as far as my jobs go. But this was for real. You had to use up all the liver and the kidneys before you had more steaks. That's just how it goes.
Right.
And the customer base just wanted steak. They didn't give a shit that we were doing it right.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking care that we were proper in the way of killing an animal to feed you and then using the whole animal before we kill another one. They just wanted their steak. And that's how that's how restaurants are. You buy steaks. You don't buy a whole animal for the steak.
The guests don't care.
The guests don't care.
They just have expectations
and you do it or not.
Fulfill them or don't.
Yeah. So
it's kind of I wonder where restaurants will go in the next 20 years. It can't be this way.
As long as we're just teaching people, though. Yeah. When you really talk to people, they agree. Mm-hmm. They do agree with everything that we agree with. But they still want those prawns, you know? And they're not going to pay somebody to pick them up off the ground. They'd rather just have the whole net graze the bottom of that ocean, which is the wrong way to be catching any kind of fish.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there are some restaurants who are charging what it takes, and people are still going, which means that it is working. It is slowly changing. We just have to realize that McDonald's is not like pure, like good for you food. You know, not McDonald's, apologies. But any really fast foods that are selling a burger for what, $1.99 now?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's kind of scary.
They're crippling the market.
Yeah.
For sure. Damn. Gotta bring it back to McDonald's.
No.
So then you moved up there, you did this job for a little bit, and then after you got out of that, that's when you were like,
so
Pickles.
I started the Pickle Works business while I was there. Really, there was one exact moment where this business was founded. While making cauliflower soup, of course, you're using the cauliflower, the white cauliflower, but we buy our produce from a place called Feed Sonoma, which is an amazing, crazy, very high-end produce company.
It's very nice.
That harvests to order.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's fucking crazy.
They harvest to order. That's even insane.
And you got to put that order.
It all takes
put the order in before Tuesday before 1 a.m. and fucking Friday before 4 a.m.
Yep.
Like, what are these deadlines? Who's making these fucking deadlines up?
Then I get the order that next day, and then you get your delivery the day after. So it does take time for like me to gather your order, right?
I just thought it was the times were just strange to me.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we settled on. I mean, I get it, but it's kind of a weird thing to settle on, you know? But Feed Sonoma, to this day, one of the best produce companies in the Bay Area.
Yep. The stems, the leaves of the cauliflower were just as beautiful as the florets. I was unable to throw those away, like literally unable to. So we started chopping them up and we made a kimchi out of that, and that's what we garnished the soup with. And cauliflower, you know, it was great. So then we started doing that with everything, every trim, every stem, anything that was not being used, I would ferment it in some way. And that's how the business was started. Yeah. Of course, pickle plates were getting very, very popular at that point. And all the work that we were doing with not a lot of people coming into the restaurant gave us a lot of time to play around. And yeah, we did a dinner for Georgia Ann Brennan once with her French dinner that we were asked to do. And we turned this allium puree into an aioli, and that kind of started the business too.
Okay.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, this mayo is one of the best-selling things of a pickle business. Really? Which is why I can't call this a pickle business, you know?
So it's just like what, sous vide?
No, it's fermented fennel, onion, garlic.
Okay.
Made into a mayo.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we're not using any other acid, no vinegar, no citrus. We're just using the fermented stuff that acts like it.
Dope.
It works.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then that way we can make everything probiotic. I was really only doing this because I liked the taste. I liked the taste of these things, and it was slightly more difficult than baking cookies. You know, if I just wanted to make something for people to eat that people would love, cookies are kind of the thing to do for people because nobody doesn't like a cookie. That'd be easy enough, but that's kind of difficult to do just because it's not super interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure those cookie bakers out there are very interesting. But yeah, I kind of thrive on doing things different and a little bit on the harder side. So we started fermenting everything and started selling products out of the restaurant to customers who were interested and supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we were out, I had established the business enough to do farmers markets, but not enough to pay myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was finally out of the restaurant world. Kind of, I guess not at this point. I was a consulting chef at Sunflower Cafe in Sonoma.
Okay.
And that I shouldn't have taken.
Right. Why?
Because I didn't know cafes. I knew restaurants. I didn't understand that fast pace and the things you have to do to get there. I thought that you should make your own fucking bacon. Put the bacon on a tray and get it crispy in the oven. That some things are a little too much.
Right.
Everything was portioned ahead of time instead of the cooks up front just putting the right amount of things. So we were doing double things all the time,
right,
just so that you can be faster 10 more seconds. This person hired me because they liked what we were doing at the Kenwood restaurant. And so I said, okay, all your chicken salad, we're going to buy chicken, we're going to roast chicken, and we're going to pick the chicken and make chicken salad. But like when you do that at a cafe, you're signing everybody up for way more work that they don't even know how to do.
Yeah.
And that was my bad. I didn't realize, like how unequipped these cafe cooks were. Yeah. I just didn't realize it. And it was, I'm pretty sure they're back to where they were before. You know, they probably were like, oh, that was fun, Sam. Great. Thanks a lot. But I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't really know what else to do.
Thank you for learning your lessons through us.
Yeah, and them too. They should just hire a cafe chef. Don't hire a restaurant person. Either that or don't ask to turn it into something it's not. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. A cafe stays a cafe. You cannot turn that into a restaurant.
Stays a cafe.
It's a breakfast place.
With the fuego over here. Okay.
No.
With the flames.
Nah.
All right.
Yeah. So that was fun.
What is your goal with the Golden State Pickle Works? What do you want to do?
The goal one day.
On Pickles?
Yeah, I do. You
want to be in every store?
Yes. So originally, we wanted to have all of our pickles in everyone's menus, and at all of the grocery stores. Obviously, that's not a possibility or even ideal. We can't be at Safeway. Mm-hmm. That would never work. Our kimchi is $13 to customers. That's just too expensive for people. But some people can. We just have to cater towards those high-end retail places.
What are some stores that you're in?
Berkeley Bowl, Oliver's, or 4 locations of Oliver's up north. We are at Preserved, right on Telegraph.
Okay.
Small little places. We should be at Piedmont Grocery. We should be in Whole Foods. We are working on that, even though that's not small. We should be at Good Earth. We were at Rainbow for a while. We were at Buy Right for a while. It's just, before I dialed down our entire brand and image, I was just trying to do it all. I was just trying to sell whatever I could to anybody. First of all, I'm not a salesperson. I just make this shit. Someone else's job is to go do that. I'm just not good at bothering you more than once. If you say no, I'm going to say, okay, I get it. But that's not how it goes. You have to bother them again and then bother them again. But I'm not that kind of person to bother you all the time.
So you had to
so
get
I
a
just
person to do
never,
that.
yeah, I end up just not being in places because of it, you know? Yeah, so with mentorship, there is a brand out there who founded Odwalla, sold Odwalla, and founded another company. He's a customer of ours at the Sonoma Farmers Market, and he blows so much smoke up my ass every single time. And I finally said, okay, fine. You tell me exactly how to do this, and I will do this. And he's like, all right, well, you should get rid of the Golden State Pickle Works. You should call it something else, come out with a new label, have a new look, only put your condiments and salad dressings on the shelves because really nobody needs any more kimchi, sauerkrauts, or pickles. Just invent this new category and you'll be the player. I'm like, okay, cool. We just started that in January and we are now launching Collective Cultures.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just hoping, throughout all of this, I realized that if I'm going to be trying to feed the regular folk, the people who don't go out to restaurants, I've learned the people who buy our stuff at farmers markets are the people who you don't see at restaurants.
Right.
They care about the oil you're using. And before this, I'm like, nobody has ever asked what oil we use at restaurants. And that's because nobody, like, when they're at a restaurant, they're there for the experience and they're in our hands. They're not going to be assholes and say, can you use different oil? But at their home, they're not going to buy something if they don't like the oil that you use.
Right.
So, we started doing Collective Cultures and we're hoping to really go big as soon as I open my kitchen and really begin to produce everything. We're already in Pod Foods, which is a distribution regional company that we have had to put a pause on. So as soon as we're ready, we're going to go live and hope that we have enough counts to where they'll just start delivering for us. Because, God, deliveries are some of the not most fun things to do.
Right.
Yeah. Demos are even worse. Ugh.
You don't like demos?
You seem to have the characteristics that have a good demo person. Like you seem to really enjoy people.
Do you want to fucking start a partnership, Chef?
Yes, please go to the grocery stores and sell my shit.
I'll do demos for you. I'll be like, hey, you buddy over there, you like pickles?
Oh, see, I could never do that.
You can do it. Come on.
Nah, come on. No.
If you're there to play off and like you stay serious, and I'm just like saying wild shit to you, but you have to stay serious. Yeah. Then we'll get a good following.
Yeah, there you go.
But until then, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Fucking, are you in restaurants right now too?
Yeah. So we deliver to a handful or multiple cafes, restaurants, corporate kitchens. We do some white label or special projects for Lovesky. For the Charter
okay.
Oak. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we make their white kimchi.
Okay.
Our kimchi was a part of the Osuzan dinner at Single Thread a while ago. Little Saint carries our items on their shelves. Bon Appetit Catering Company uses our stuff. Google has, corporate kitchens and things.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. All through Feed. Feed Sonoma delivers to a bunch of different places and they help us get accounts. And yeah, whenever we see a new restaurant, it's kind of cool that they're willing to spend $14 on a quart of kimchi. Yeah. And then it's interesting how many bread and butters are sold at restaurants. Like to me, the most simplest thing, the most classic pickle one can ever make. It's the first pickle everybody knows how to make. And we sell a ton to restaurants.
Yeah.
To great restaurants. Yeah.
Do you, personal preference, do you like the fermented pickle or the vinegar pickle?
Fermented, always.
Why?
Because everything in America is sugar, and we can do better without sugar.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing
do you hate
that
vinegar?
No, not at all. Vinegar, like salt and vinegar
like,
chips are the ones that I buy every time.
Okay.
Potato chips, yeah. No, the more I was researching what I was doing and the more I was teaching people about what we were doing, the more I learned how good this is for you. Natural fermentation, dare I say, cures us. It brings us back to before our lab created dead foods have been on shelves that we have completely poisoned ourselves with. I really love the fact that this new thing about people turning around the label and reading ingredients lists, that's a new fad that's happening and really, really cool. I know. Isn't that sad that you're laughing about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of people ask, is your mustard gluten-free? I'm like, they all should be gluten-free, just so you know.
Yeah.
And they go, well, they're not, you know, like just so that it's cheaper.
It's
just
all
so
lawsuit shit.
What?
So you don't get
Gluten-free?
sued. If somebody eats a sandwich
Yeah.
and they get sick, you're liable to get sued because the mustard was on the sandwich. So that's probably why
But they're
there's
eating the
gluten-free.
bread, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how dumb just
Yeah.
shit is in the courts.
Oh, God.
And you hear of these
Yeah.
people winning and you're like, who are these lawyers?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know?
I remember this woman got so mad at me because I didn't tell her the kimchi had fish sauce in it. I was like, well, she's like, I'm a vegan and you should have told me. I'm like, well, if you're a vegan, don't you look at the fucking ingredients list? And also kimchi always has fish sauce, just so you know. And that's when I just have to say, how about you fill out a customer complaint form and we'll bring it to the board.
Who's the
because-
board? You?
Nobody. No one. But then I don't
board
get,
is me.
Yeah, and then I don't have to be the one to try and fix or argue with you. And sometimes, sorry everybody, I kind of argue with you because you're in the wrong, but I also know the customer's right. And at the end, I always say, so I'm going to do this for you, even though I understand that you're upset right now. Here's a new one, but just know that this is like a one-time thing. Like, I don't think that this was the wrong thing here. But that's not what they care about. They just want to be heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
And
people
usually,
complain just to complain.
yeah, and just being heard is what they need.
So we need to separate you from the guests. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, see, sometimes I'm really good.
Yeah.
Farmers markets, I'm really good.
Yeah.
But 3 farmers markets a week is my cap. 4, I become a detriment to my business.
Yeah.
Yeah. No good.
Yeah.
My attitude comes out and then I get snappy and I say, like, I remember the 2 times where I told people, you're never coming back. You're right. That was my 4th market of the week. And
Wow.
I just realized never do 4 markets. Just understand your limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Don't
my
be
limit.
alienating your business, chef.
Yeah, I know.
But also,
But also don't be a
don't
douche.
fucking bother her.
Don't
all right?
be a
You see her at the
douche.
farmer's market, don't fucking talk to her. All
No.
right. Fuck yeah, chef.
No.
Well,
Everyone come visit me at the market.
yeah,
come
come
talk
visit.
pickles.
Yeah. What are the markets that you're at?
Fridays I'm in Sonoma. Saturdays I'm in Napa. And Sundays I'm in Oakland at the Temescal Farmers Market at the DMV parking lot.
Boom, DMV parking lot in
Yes.
Oakland, Napa, fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Chef, it's a damn pleasure to have you on.
Thanks
Thanks for reaching out.
Nah, thanks for.
Thanks for the pickles.
Hey,
Fucking
I hope that you
honestly.
get to like.
Yeah, for sure.
try 'em.
But yeah, I can't wait to see what you do with the collective cultures.
Me too. I'm going to do something really shameless.
What?
If anybody who really wants to be part of a collective culture's ground level before blowing the fuck up, come holler at me. Yeah, info@collectivecultures.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for some staff.
I'm looking for a main person for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not shameless, chef.
No.
It's not shameless.
Every single person's looking for people. I know.
Yeah. Everybody's looking
Somebody
for people.
has to be done with restaurants out there.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot of, there's
Yeah.
people that are personal chefing right now that
Right.
probably don't want to be.
Yeah, I was a personal
Yeah.
chef for a wine family.
Yeah.
The 4-year-old, oof.
Yeah, the fucking kids have
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
problems than the adults. And you're like, what did we do?
Yeah. I remember once as I walked into the door, the 7-year-old came and like was so excited to see who came through the door. And she looked at me and she's like, oh. I walked right outside and she goes, it's just the chef.
Wow.
Bitch, it's just your fucking chef. Yes. Yeah. What can I make you for dinner tonight, little one? Yeah.
Damn. That's fucked up, Chef. I'm sorry you got disrespected like that by a 4-year-old.
No. It all is good because I'm appreciating every day even more. That's politically correct, right?
Do it. Send it.
Cheers.
All right. Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Sucio Talk. Peace out.
Peace out.